Well, I guess my first question would be, how did you come to even know we were giving the group? Generally, it's people who have come to my site, which is called Empowering Change. Empowering Change is the name of my practice, and it does what it says on the tin. What I have found in my own life is that one foot in front of the other, making change is something one commits to on a daily basis, and it's hard. And it's hard without cheerleaders. It's hard to do without people to, one, catalyze the change, make you understand you want to make it in the first place, and two, really help you along the way.
And the artist's way is a specific way that you suggest is better than others?
Actually, I don't know that it's any better than others. I certainly have looked at a lot of disciplines and programs over the years, as when I trained in career counseling, I would have trained in corporate outplacement, and we had a very disciplined, studied approach to getting to the root of having people discover what their true gifts and talents were. What I find with the artist's way is it's a very gentle approach. She, in fact, it's not for artists only. She calls it reconnecting or rediscovering your creative self. So essentially, what it is a shortcut to going back to who you wanted to be when you had an ideal of who you wanted to be when you grew up. So she calls it an archaeology. How do you get through the negative messages or information or maybe even life circumstances that precluded you from making the kind of choices that would have gotten you where you thought you were going?
It begins with meeting up, or can it begin before that?
I find the people who do best on this journey, the people who do best when they're coming into an Artist's Way group, are people who have either picked up the book or downloaded the audiobook, or in fact gone to Julia Cameron's site, The Artist's Way, and explored a little bit about how it works. They then come knowing exactly what it is they think they want and what help perhaps that they need. It's a discipline like any other change. You have to do it once, succeed, repeat, do it again, maybe not do as well, but repeat anyway, and be encouraged in steps along the way.
But it's more than just a book club.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. A book club is something you do after you've read and analyzed the book, and you come and you discuss it. And while feedback and processing on any book are excellent, what the Artist's Way invites you to do is to take a journey. Chapter by chapter, there are assignments, there's homework, there's a discipline of writing, and I wouldn't call it journaling, of writing every day in the morning to essentially get yourself off to a fresh start. Let go of all the negative messages that you usually start the day with. Oh, I don't want to go to that job. They don't appreciate me. Oh, I don't want to do this again. No, start the day fresh. Get all that out of your system and start the day fresh.
You're starting on this. You begin it. Maybe it sounds like a talking shop or a listening shop and little else.
Interestingly, it's rather a time and a place when you invite people in who are like-minded people on the same journey you are. So I often refer to it as creating a family of choice as opposed to your family of origin. I don't know what your experience is or was, but in my growing up, I would have loved to have gone into something creative, the arts, and was told, well, that's lovely and you'd be good at it. Oh, but you'll never make any money. And you're going to have to choose something practical here, go to law school. And as a result, being an oldest child and reasonably intelligent, whatever I did do, I did well, but it wasn't anything I had a passion for. And it wasn't until I stumbled on the work that I love that I saw that passion really fuel success.
Someone listening to this is teased into the idea. What's the next step for them?
Really, I would invite them to, again, look at the resources that are available, whether it's in a bookstore or online or whatever else. And you know yourself, with as many times as you've picked up a self-help book of any sort, you pick it up, you recognize yourself, you see the value in the prescribed steps, and you go off and try and do it. And how big is that pile of self-help books in your study, next to your bed, wherever? The question is, how do you take the idea and the discipline and the process and put it into action? And my experience is you only do that with people in your life, clusters of people who are in precisely the same time and place that you are. I'm not happy with my life. I want to make a change. I don't quite know how. Let's do it together. So my suggestion would be that you go to either my website, eveearley.com, EVEEARLEY.com, or empoweringchange.com. That's empowering-change.com. And details of the group are available online. People who have already experienced The Artist's Way may well want to move on to another book, Vein of Gold, Finding Water, many, many follow-ups that she's written to help people to explore different areas. I also have to say I am very fond of her approaches, whether or not you ever pick up The Artist's Way to begin with, to deciding you want to learn to write. Be a writer. Become the writer you always wanted to be. She has books outlining a process there. The Writing Diet. Not happy with that title because it's really not a diet. It's a plan for living with food, empowering yourself around food. And Money Drunk and Money Sober, again, one of my favorites. How do we disempower ourselves in life? We give money too much power. And so, in fact, any one of these books, any one of the structures or disciplines that she puts into place is something worth becoming familiar with. And if you think you'd like a friend or some help along the way, get in touch.